So Bill's got a Cole deck. I have not studied Bill's list. I apologize. So I'll have to kind of run it as we go here. Yeah, I mean, it was neat to see the Stallion be able to be the finisher like that when the board opened up like that. I mean, that's what you want to see a card like Stallion be able to do. For the most part, I don't know what was the best sequencing for round one and whether or not I should have left the Stallion alone in round one. What I didn't want to have happen, because I was going first in round two, was him get some sort of board presence where he could still bypass me somehow. Like just continue to pressure down. But the flash strikes with the Salamander Monks were pretty clutch. And the first one I can live with. The second one was just pure luck to be able to get that in the second round. And still have Accelerate in the second round as well, just to be able to do another hopper and spread those tokens out like that and recharge the Huntmaster. Like it's pretty rough. All right. So Bill drops an Abundance. He's only got a 1 of Abundance in this list, so he's not hard on the Abundance mill plan with Cole here. He's just using it for fuel for Cole. I'm sure we'll see a very similar rollout from Neil, where he just plays Gilder Book to start. I'm assuming what we'll see is Gilder into Frostback Bear, but Bill does have the 3x Celestial Knights. Whether or not he first fives them, we'll see. Neil Meditates 2, loses a seal, and I missed the first card. Sorry. I think it was... I apologize. I don't remember what it was now. So here comes the Lightbringer. I think 4-book Aradel can get around Lightbringer pretty effectively, so Neil's just going to play Frostback Bear. So we're still on Neil's standard 4-book plan here, which is Gilder, Frostback Bear. In this list, I think there's the Butterfly Monk, so he's going to Abundance. Gives Neil a lot of firepower, but also gives Bill more power / power, which I think is pretty critical. So there's the Butterfly Monk. So we should expect the False Demon as the last here. And then there's the Ceratosaurus mount. Neil should have Ice Trap. We'll see if it's interesting if Neil does have Ice Trap. So it'll be interesting to see if Neil first 5 the Ice Trap here for the matchup with the Ceratosaurus mount. So there's the Butterfly Monk from Bill's side. So we just got 4-book open. Everybody's just still sort of setting up. There wasn't a lot of speed involved in this. Neil's going to make the bear. I suppose at this point, and he's going to rearmor a bear. Interesting. Okay, I always wondered about what Neil's plan was with the root armor on Frostback Bear, but this is a pretty good answer. Bill's removal options are a single Steady Gaze, which you can't play right now. He shuts down 100 Blades and slashes with Cole here. So it shuts down Nature Ping on the bear. This is a pretty strong start, and I think it's going to force a potential Ceratosaurus mount. I'd be curious, although Neil doesn't necessarily have to Ice Trap the Ceratosaurus mount either, because he can just Gilder Ping it and Aradel it. And he's got the 2 dice left to do that. So, going to force the Lightbringer out. Yeah. Yeah, no more Cole ability, at least for a while here, until Cole can get rid of that Frostback Bear. He does have a single fadeaway, so we might see a fadeaway here. There is no 2 shadows, which I think is potentially a miss when you're playing Lightbringer, because like in this kind of board state, a 2 shadows is really good at dropping now the bear off the field, and that's a pretty heavily invested bear. But yeah, I mean, I think we saw 2 damage go to Coalface. We're gonna get the Raptor Herder. This is where we find out whether or not Neil had the ice trap, which he doesn't. So I think what we'll see from Neil now is obviously you're going to give him back the Herder, but you're going to play Gilder and Water Blast. So no, yeah, just the Water Blast. Yeah, that'll give him back the Herder. But you make a Gilder here. You still have False Demon. Can't play the Butterfly Monk this round with that play. So there's the Raptor Herder again. So I like this as a play here because yeah, so this is why I think it might have been better instead of the Root Armor first 5 to go ahead and get an Ice Trap in the first 5, but depends on what these last 2 cards are. Yeah, you just make a False Demon to make a 2/2 body here. That allows you to block the hatchlings. And you may want to block the Herder just so it can't get mounted. In fact, that's probably the better block, to take a little bit of damage and block the Herder just so you don't get the Herder can't be mounted again at the top of the round, especially since you're out of dice, although Neil does go first here. So 100 Blades is an interesting no damage on bear. Yeah, the Root Armor stops that. And Cole gets to draw a card, which means he's going to get to slash. Probably slash the demon. Yep, there's the demon slash. Neil passes back to Bill. So the question is here, he's going to try to attack Lightbringer into Gilder. I'm sure Aradel will tank that shot. Yeah. So I think you just let Aradel tank it, and that leaves the Gilder up. But yeah, there's that. Neil's going to pass back. Bill's going to meditate 1. What's he going to play? Butterfly Monk. Okay. Just a little bit more damage on the board. So Bill's going to attack now. He's going to clear the Gilder through the Butterfly Monk. Status token on the bear. Neil's going to take 5 from the team here. Okay. So certainly the tempo looks to be in Bill's favor right now, just in terms of bodies on the board and just powerful books. I think Neil's going to have to get rid of the Raptor Herder here. And I don't remember if Neil's playing any sort of sweep. If Neil has a sweep here, he does have a single Mist Typhoon. which would be really good here if he has if he does have the Mist Typhoon, like he's just ahead by miles at that point, I think. Well, not miles, but certainly a large sum. Be really interesting to see what comes out of this. Just gonna make the Gilder and ping the Herder. Yeah. Got to get rid of that Raptor Herder. The hatchlings are still bad enough, but at least you can block both hatchlings now. Gonna meditate a couple, 2, 3, loses a Vanish and a Fester and a Particle Shield. Okay. Definitely have a board set up here. All right, so I'm assuming we're going to get a Lightbringer here from Bill. Yep. I like the Lightbringer play here. Depending on Neil's plan, it just gives up the Gilder. Yeah. Okay. I think side action wise, Neil needs to use a Nature Ping. Probably kill a hatchling. Biggest threat on the board right now is the hatchlings, so got to get rid of one of those. And Bill can get in for 3 damage here, but that leaves his board wide open. Now he may have his own sweep on board. He doesn't have a Nature's Wrath, so he's not planning to sweep himself, but I mean, there's a Polarity Mage. Don't know if there's anything to get back here. See what he gets back. He's just making the Ceratosaurus. So Ceratosaurus is big, powerful, beefy unit. I really think Neil's going to need an answer here. It's going to Molten Gold the Ceratosaurus. Good play. Brings back the Polarity Mage. Sometimes you don't want to clear the small units for the full battlefield. Yeah, I agree. But I think right now Neil is he's losing on board presence, and Neil can only play 4 units a turn, and right now Bill seems to be able to play 3+ units from hand. So it's possible that Bill can just out flood the field. There's another Demon book that has some significant value. In turning the corner, because now Neil can play potentially 5, but 2, 4, 6 between the bear and the 2 demons, 7, 8. So 8 of his dice would be spent on books to play 5 units. I think that's okay. I mean, it's possible. We're not going to see a Celestial from Bill this round. We could see another Raptor Herder pretty easily. Shepherd to recur Raptor Herders is also a possibility, but she's out of dice for that. So Bill's got an Anchornaut left, possibly. Otherwise, he's got Power Throughs. Power Through here would be pretty solid as a side action play, but again, no Divine, so can't put that out. I'll be curious to see what Bill's got left in those 7 cards in hand right now. He just makes another Butterfly Monk. What's the conjuration count on Butterfly Monk? I don't remember. 2. So all the Butterfly Monks are out now. I make a demon. I mean, Bill can slash for days, but as long as that bear lives, it's not going to matter. So he's going to send 3 of the team. Okay. So you just commit another Frostback Bear here. Now this one will get slashed. And ditch the power through. Meditate 1. I don't remember if Neil's running any massive growths. Oh, sorry, chat. TTS is like that sometimes. No massive growth, so we're not going to see like a big bear swing here. He's going to Molten Gold himself. Get rid of the bear. I mean, at this point, I think the only out has it depends on what Neil's got in hand, but he is still threatening to make another demon, and that's what he's going to go to here. And I guess you just get to ping a Lightbringer off the field, which is 1 less unit on the field for Bill. Did he choose not to, though? That's interesting. Wonder why he wouldn't have done that. Knowing 100 Blades, knowing Slash, like... He's going to slash the demon. This is why I think it was a mistake not to kill the Lightbringer. Bill is down to 13 cards. Neil's got 13, so there's no difference there. Demon's going to attack a monk. Interesting. Yep, so it's going to take the 2. Go to 11. There's the fadeaway. And how many Bill's running? Just a single copy of fadeaway, so definitely gets the bear pretty hard. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that, but so what happens if you don't kill it is that your opponent has more board presence than you in terms of defenders. Like, see, Bill's going to be able to go first here with a board of 4, and because the bear is going to get faded away as well, assuming end of round, you're just going to take 4 damage here and go to 2. And because you have no units on field, like you take 4, get slashed for 1, go to 1. It's I agree with that too, Carl. I think that was a mistake on Bill's part, because I think the best thing he could have done there with cards in hand was slash the 2 units away, put 2 damage on Aradel, take him to 4, and then you win the game right here. So I think Bill missed an opportunity to just close the game out right there on the spot. That was my takeaway also. And the fact that Neil can't make 2 blockers because he doesn't play a Raptor Herder or something like that right now. Not that it matters, but, you know, I mean, like I said, Bill just does 4 here. And he's going to just go play Celestial. Oh, he's going to slash for 1. Okay. Yeah, does Bill have... Bill has 2 Moltens, so I know we've seen 1. I don't know about the other one. Neil has a single Vanish, but it's... yeah, so see... At this point, I think if you're going to do anything, you make a False Demon and ping a Lightbringer away. Or a Butterfly Monk. You let him heal. But he would have taken 1 less damage here. I don't think it's going to matter if Bill was holding the Molten Gold. That'll be the question. And obviously Bill gets to look 2 more. I can't search his discard, so it's going to... Neil's going to look at this here now and see. That's true. He has played 200 Blades already, though, so it would be the last 100 Blades, which is possible. And Neil is giving up on... I guess he must not have the redirects in this list. Yeah, he does not. So he just makes the bear. That does stop the slash, but if Bill has 100 Blades or Molten Gold, that's the end of Neil here. So Neil's going to meditate a couple 3. Four. Okay. Yeah, he could do that as well. Although Neil is showing the nature ping to be able to ping the Lightbringer away that gets summoned. So we'll see if Neil sees that play. Spends a 1 divine. Okay, no, he's still thinking about it. Obviously, he doesn't have the 100 Blades right now. To me, then, your best play is the Abundance here. And dig. But he's just going to summon the Lightbringer. But that's a play mistake, because he doesn't have a Lightbringer to summon. Yeah, I was going to say, that can't be done. Yeah. I'm going to Butterfly Monk. Seems good. Although if Bill did draw the 100 blades here, it's GG because of the way you can trigger. Maybe not though with 100 blades. I'd have to read 100 blades in specific talking about Butterfly Monk because if you have to resolve the unit damage first, so he's going to call. Okay. Okay. Rolls down a couple of illusion die. I think he's just going to try to force Neil into a mill on those false demons. Yep. But if a deck wants to go long against anything, it's here. But shifting down for Molten. Well, there goes the Molten Gold. Deal PB's first effect. Okay, so this takes Bill to 8. So if you have 100 blades or Molten, like it's just over. So I don't know what there would be to determine here, but so Polarity Mage maybe gets back a power through, but he's just going to make a Ceresaurus off of this. And this is the kind of play that Neil would normally like to do, but because he committed to the Molten Gold, like he can't Water Blast Gilder this Ceresaurus mount now. Normally you can look at face down cards with Alt Shift, but apparently this mod won't let you do that. I wanted to look and see if the Polarity Mage requires you to reveal the alteration, because the Shepherd does not. You can just grab something without telling your opponent, which is interesting. Because the Ceresaurus does win the match here. So he just has the side action Fester here. Side action ping to Fester. Good way to stave off the Ceresaurus as an out. Yeah. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that as a courtesy, but if you're just following the actual card rules without reveal text, it wouldn't be necessary, and that does force your opponent to know what you have in the discard, and if they don't, then they don't know what you got. I mean, it's a courtesy thing. Okay. Now replay the Polarity Mage. Get a fade away. So Bear's going to get faded away again. Yeah, so it doesn't necessarily require you to do that, but I think sportsmanship takes a precedence over, you know, anything. But I mean, I guess if you were playing for $10,000 or something, you wouldn't have to do that. It's on your opponent to know what's in your discard pile before you play the card. So. Monk will guard. Gets Neil 2 life back. Or gets a life back, not 2 life. He goes to 2 life, sorry. I think this is dangerous territory for Neil. He can't meditate anymore now because he's going to go to 5 cards in hand, and he can't take any fatigue damage or he's going to lose. How can Abundance win? It doesn't deal any damage if it's not focused, right? Oh, okay. All players may draw up to 2 cards for each card they can not or do not draw. Deal 1 damage to the Phoenixborn. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Abundance wins. Yeah. Okay. So that's just GG then. Unless you make your own butterfly monk and water blast it. I mean, that would be the only thing I could see you could do. You'd have to make your own water. I mean, that's what you'd have to do, right? Make your own butterfly monk and water blast it. But that's only just to give you a turn, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, exactly. There's the Mist Typhoon. So Neil gets to draw a card. But the Abundance just wins here. So we'll see if Bill sees it. Looks like he's grabbing the exhaustion token, so he definitely sees it. Yep. That is GG. All right. That's a doubleheader of Shufflebus tournament tonight. Oh, Neil's got the Vanish. Oh my goodness, does that work? No, because it's not targeting. Not targeting. And Neil had the vanish for the molten gold, but not for the abundance. Well, very well played by Bill. I think Neil was a little too conservative in my opinion, but I play a little more aggressive in general, and obviously I've had a pretty rough tournament, so take what I'm saying right now with a grain of salt, because I'm not sure I know the correct answer to some of those plays, but to me, like, he had an opportunity to make a couple of false demons last round, get some damage in, and go first here. So, like, he doesn't survive the abundance regardless, but he does if he's not so aggressively meditating just to keep dice up that he ended up not using. So I'll be curious to see what he has to say about that in specifics there, because he kept, like, Bill kept rolling his illusion dice down, and he kept remeditating for him and then never did anything with them that I saw. So I'll be curious to see what his thoughts are on that when he returns to the game.